that's what, that brings me to that is because if you don't want to actually take, cause see, the thing about, uh, when you can see the examples of the us and our material condition, we had that higher spiritual plane or that higher spiritual ideal so that we can relate to other things and other people a lot better. So that's in that now we're caught in the way that, I guess this society, capitalism, or the Western philosophies put religion as a personal thing. For one, and I'm not saying it's not personal, because as Africans we know that there's Yoruba, there's Comedics. We say Jesus was black. We know that Christianity, Islam, Judaism, one belief, monotheism comes out of Africa as well. Even though our multi-deities is often confused by Western philosophy, but just saying that these things, your higher self is for your environment. Your higher self wasn't, it's just like if you can imagine being in the village, and I'm just going to say, I'm not speaking on um, technology or anything like that, but just saying your basic village. You know what I'm saying? Rural, this is rural Africa. So just saying you got the basic village. It wasn't for you to just be in your hut like I'm Shango or I'm, Obatala, or, I'm a follower of Olokun and I'm just here. You know what I'm saying? It's for my personal prayers and things like that. People always had their personal prayers, but it's obviously more so for when you come out of your hut and go and interact with the rest of the people that's in the tribe, in the village, in that community, in that and in the nation, because of course nations are made up of many communities. So that's just to say that now we have a lot of people who are practicing different things, but they're practicing it under the same guise of what other people do it. And that's just they practice it for their own personal benefit. One of the things that everybody wants throughout life, I'm pretty sure throughout history, everyone has always wanted personal comfort. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has always wanted to just eat, food, clothes, shelter, medical care, education, these type of things. But of course, we know that these things all have a bearing, not just us, because you can go if you're in the village and gather, vegetables, grow a garden. You can go on the hunt. Of course, the hunt was communal sometimes, so is gathering. But just saying, you can go and do these things, but obviously if you have your garden and someone else has a garden or wants to put their garden right next to yours, they're growing something that's not compatible with what you're growing, somebody is over gathering, somebody is over hunting, these type of things, then obviously it's going to affect some individual. Like if one individual is doing something, it can affect the other individual. And I mean materially, I don't mean in thought. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in practice. So we know that as Africans who have built civilization, who have built organization, and who have built society, period, you know what I'm saying? We are what culture has always been. If you know that, if you are aware of that, then you know that you can't just say, this is for me. I'm meditating. I'm on a different astral plane. It's all personal. You know what I'm saying? Even the Jesus freaks, as in not the Kemetic Jesus freaks, because I call the Kemetics, the Yoruba, the people who practice astrology, these type of things. I call them Jesus freaks also. But even the Jesus freaks know that they go to church. They congregate. They have a congregation. I'm not sure if a lot of people who are Kemetic or just beginning to learn about it. One, you should own and constantly read the Metu Neter, the Metu Neter volumes 1 and 2, as well as other study aids that have been written around the book as well by Brother Ra Onef Rahman, as well as you should be familiar with the Asar Set Society, as in there is congregation, there is reinforcement, and these type of things. And we know when you're developing these types of societies, I'm gonna get into like, you know, cults, because obviously you call something a cult is just because it's a religion or it's a spiritual idea that is small in numbers. There is always some connotation about it being something else, but just saying that's all a cult is. Like even when Christianity started, or Islam, they were considered cults until the numbers grew. So that's just to say that there is no way by material application, be it with other people, numbers growing, your relationship to the other rest of the environment, completely a holistic when you say the environment. So that's just saying there's no way that you could like want to just develop these things yourself. And the internet is cool, it's a good tool, it's a good tool for connecting, but I'm still trying to figure out, because I don't say I've been conscious, conscious, like I have a video about stages of consciousness, but just saying if anybody can do any type of inner reflection on themselves, they know that they started out a certain way. It was different things that tweaked their interests through time. Some people, it was the supremacy concept or the fact that we're oppressed, but some people may have just been interested in themselves. I happen to be a person that was just interested in myself, not myself as a person, as this individual, but as a person who was interested in myself as a community and as a nation. And that's just to say that you know, it's gonna be different constant in that constant development that you need to go ahead and what you call it. But you understand what I'm saying, is that you do need to build outside of yourself, because it's what, like, building outside of yourself is gonna make you end up getting stronger. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that you can just learn all these things just yourself. I understand a lot of dynamics that I see with people, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that some people get to study. But like I said, if you need to go ahead and form these type of book groups. You need to go ahead and form these congregations, many congregations, however you want to do it. And everything cannot be spoken about or talked about in a public forum such as the internet, because we are all familiar with COINTELPRO, and COINTELPRO seeks to affect every aspect of people's lives, as in people, period, people that are trying to move and better, we would say better society. Of course, COINTELPRO has affected people who may not be, you know, better in society, but then at the same time, any group that seeks to change what's going on currently, you know, you are under some type of scrutiny. So that's just to say, that's a warning for it, but that's like, you know, there's no reason to be scared if you're familiar with your deities. So that's all. Alright, peace and power and forward.